Yo, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Rasslin Studios.
Yo, what up, Marks?
Guys, the Raw after WrestleMania just finished up. You know, it's a different one. It's a Raw after WrestleMania with no crowd. They're in the new arena, University of Southern Florida's arena. You know, they expanded the Thunderdome, so it wraps, the screens wrap all the way around. Yeah. So I mean, it had a good look, a better look to it. I thought it looked fine. It looked good. You know, it's the aftermath of WrestleMania, everything that went down on the red brand of WrestleMania Raw. Interesting thing, they changed the announce team up, so we're gonna get into that. First, to start off the show, it was kind of interesting that they would switch up the announce team the way they did. I don't know where they're headed. There's rumors about Samoa Joe possibly making an in-ring return, so we'll see what happens with that going forward. But a couple of interesting things. They set up WrestleMania Backlash main event already. You get it in this one, and a couple other things. But let's get into it. Before we do, mind you guys drop a like and a comment on this video, and let us know in the comment section below what you thought about Raw after WrestleMania. It's not the same, obviously, for the way Raw after WrestleMania used to be. But what do you think about this episode of Raw? Did you enjoy how it went down? What do you think about the new commentating team? Let us know in the comment section below. Remember to like, subscribe, notification bells. Get into this video, and we'll start off with this right here. The new commentator, Adnan. So he is from MLB Network fame, NHL Network fame as well. Which
Sports Center at one point.
Sports Center at one point. So he's solid when it comes to the sporting aspect. And he's been, you know, we both enjoy him on those programs that he's been on, the MLB Network, NHL, and Sports Center. But he was kind of off. It felt kind of weird having him on there. So they switched up the team. It's Corey Graves instead of Samoa Joe, Adnan instead of Tom Phillips, and he still have Byron Saxton there. I don't know if they're gonna switch up the SmackDown crew. I was hearing rumors that Samoa Joe is coming back for an in-ring return, so that'd be cool to get him off commentary, get him back in ring. I don't really understand why they wanted to change, you know, Tom Phillips out and then add Adnan, but they got him. He was a little off. I'm not sure if he's a wrestling guy or if he's just doing it because he just wants to do it. And he has so much experience, but he felt weird. You know, he doesn't really know. He doesn't know the names of the moves really, for the most part. I think he called, you know, the Viking Raiders, which made their return tonight, the Viking Express. Not sure if he meant to say that or if that was something that's something to do with something else, but I don't know. It just felt weird. He felt out of place, kind of strange, and I think they should have worked out the kinks on main event before putting him out here.
Something where they could have probably just had him, like you said, try out a little bit. I mean, I'm sure he had to try out and all that stuff, and then you just put him in there. I'm not sure if he's as big as fan as Richard Flores is, or Roflo, that's also on MLB Network. Maybe they should have put him there. I don't know. It's his voice. He's very good. Like he has a smooth voice, but I don't know if he could get the excitement levels that you need from a you know, especially like a 1-2 count. You know, like something like that. That wasn't coming across that strong. He was playing the thing where like, hey man, you guys gotta help me today because like it's my first day. So they're playing that card. I mean, we'll see that this could be an experiment. It could be a one-day thing. It could be Todd Phillips could just have COVID or something, and they just need him to fill in. I don't know. It could be, you know, it's 2021. Who knows what's going on? So I don't know. It was weird. It was unexpected. His voice, not that it's a bad voice, but it's not a wrestling voice. So I don't know if he's gonna be the voice of anybody's childhood, but we'll see.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit the mold. It's kind of off, and I don't know how he'll deal with the yelling in his ear from Vince McMahon. But that's still, you know, that's the thing we want to start off the review with, was just the new commentating team. We'll see how SmackDown ends up turning out. Maybe Samoa Joe's going to SmackDown, and he'll be teamed up with Michael Cole. Might be a good pairing. But you know, that's the way, you know, that's the thing we want to get out of the way first. The new commentary team. All right, so the show started off with Lashley and Riddle. Riddle challenging Lashley backstage. Lashley wasn't having anything of it. Beat him up. They had the match, and it's pretty much, you know, Riddle has some spots, but you know, Riddle gets beat up again. I mean, it's nice and Riddle gets his ass beat, and he loses here. So, you know, it was an easy win for Bobby Lashley for the most part. Riddle got some offense in, but I don't know. I felt like they were high on Riddle. The way they were booking him wasn't great because of the story, but you know, I guess he's kind of gonna go maybe on the downturn. So we'll see what ends up happening coming from that. But Lashley,
he's got Ricochet vibes. He got Ricochet vibes. I think he might end up down there somewhere in like the lower goals of the arena. Yeah,
he could end up just like that. And then we get an interesting thing. Now you have Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin still attacked him, no longer with the Hurt Business. They're taking on the returning Viking Raiders. Raiders come back. We saw Eric on SmackDown, the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but Ivar comes back tonight, and the team's back. But doesn't make a ton of sense to have them beat, because you know the Viking Raiders come back in the first night, they're gonna win. Feed them the Hurt Business. I don't think it was the best idea, or not the Hurt Business, Alexander and Benjamin. I don't think it was the best idea. But you got the tag team coming back, so another tag team added back into the mix for Monday Night Raw. And we see another tag team pretty much be somewhat created in the later on in the show as well.
Yeah.
So they just need tag teams. All right, so next thing on the show was the return of Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair has a promo in the ring. She talks about real life stuff, how everybody blames her that she's taking spots and so is pushed in front of everybody. She's always taking spots.
She's better than everybody else.
Yeah, and that's what she says. She brings up that she's better than everybody else, and that's why she gets those spots and everything like that. So, and then she's upset about, you know, she called out Asuka before Rhea Ripley did, and Asuka never responded. And then Charlotte's off TV. Ripley comes in, takes the spot, wins the title. And then we have the rematch, Ripley versus Asuka, because they love giving you a rematch the night right after WrestleMania. And then, you know, the match is going on, but then you have Charlotte coming out and, you know,
throwing herself into it.
Yeah, throwing herself into it, attacking everybody involved. So
that is a reminder and a message from the Queen to the entire Raw Women's division that the throne still belongs to me.
Involved. So she's thrown immediately in there. I'm not sure if she hurt, because there's one spot where she's, you know, stomps Asuka's shoulder into the apron or into the side of the ring. So maybe she'd be out for a little bit, or maybe they're setting her for a triple threat match at WrestleMania Backlash. So see what happens.
I think that's what they're going for. I think if they're going to throw her in there and then kind of build a feud around Rhea and Charlotte going into the summer, I think that makes the most sense. I think that's the best way to get Rhea Ripley over and looking like a real badass, going against the #1 woman in all of wrestling, probably of all time, 13-time champ. Come on. She had her daddy's Rolex too. That was real nice. Saw that too. Yeah, so it's good to see her back. I was worried that after the whole Andrade stuff that she would, you know, not be around, because that'd be a terrible, terrible thing for the women's division, because she is the best. And if you don't like her, what the hell is your problem? Come on. Step it up.
Yeah, I mean, she is what she is. You know, you expect it from her to be pushed heavy. She's like, you know, the John Cena of the women's division. She's gonna be pushed.
She's Roman Reigns. She's Ric Flair.
She's gonna be pushed in your face, either you like it or you don't. But it is what it is. So she's getting involved in that. She's back, and she'll eventually get into that title picture. Maybe triple threat for WrestleMania Backlash, like we said. Yeah. Next thing on the show, we had the Miz and Morrison doing, you know, Miz TV with Maurice as the special guest. We got to see Maurice. Cool to see her out there. They had Miz TV because they're setting up for Miz and Mrs., the premiere episode that was going to air after Monday Night Raw. Then it started talking about how pretty much they take credit for everything Bad Bunny did on Saturday night, which he did a tremendous job, and they do actually deserve a ton of credit because they made Bad Bunny look really, really good, especially that Canadian Destroyer and the big head scissor spots, you know, tornado DDT spots. So they did a really good job, Miz Morrison, making Bad Bunny look really good. So that was good on them. But in storyline purposes, you know, it's not really as a heel thing to do. Here comes Damian Priest, you know, tries to shut them both up, but then he ends up setting up a handicap match, Miz and Morrison versus Damian Priest, and they're dressed in a suit and regular street clothes. So the match is going on. Priest is holding his own. They're trying to cheat to win, and then what happens is that, you know, Maurice gets involved. Priest tears off the clothes of the Miz, tears off his shirt, tears off his pants. He's in his undies. Yeah, he's in his underwear, and then Maurice causes the distraction, allows Miz to get the pin with the feet on the ropes, and then that's the end of that. She's trying to cover up Miz after this because he's in his underwear, and she's having issues because Miz's pants are still.
He's always in his underwear.
Yeah, right. Makes it so. Miz's pants are like you know, still attached to his legs, so on the bottom. So she trips, and they all three of them bust her ass. Yeah, and they cut back to the back. So that was pretty funny, but it was a whatever segment. We'll see this probably going forward. Miz and Morrison against Damian Priest in some form or fashion.
Hopefully Damian Priest doesn't get lost in this. I'm hoping Keith Lee makes a return soon. Maybe him and Damian Priest can take on Miz and Morrison. I don't know, something interesting like that. Just throw some two old NXT guys. But let's not ruin Damian Priest. So far, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. We'll see how he comes out of this going forward. Next thing in the show, we had Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax in the back watching on replay Mandy Rose bust her ass at WrestleMania. Then when she came out during her entrance, Mandy Rose wasn't having any of it. Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose attacked Nia Jax, and then you would set up the tag team match after this. It was a count out because they kept playing up, that Nia Jax is making fun of Mandy Rose, and then Nia Jax herself keeps busting her ass in the ring and in the match. Take a little WWE to jump on something like that and then beat it into the ground, where it's just like, oh god, you know, it was a funny little spot, and then it happened, and now you don't want to hear about it anymore. And then it ends up being a count out because Nia Jax so upset that Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke just kind of haul ass and they're afraid. It's kind of a heel move by them. I don't know.
It's just like, let's just destroy a meme that was funny and it was making, you know, it was having a good time on the internet, and let's just completely destroy it, and let's make it just don't want to see it, don't want to care anything about it. And this was a terrible, terrible segment. The match sucked. I'm tired of. They should just gave us this to me and Natalia. I mean, it's no disrespect to Shayna and Nia, but God, they suck as tag team champions.
Yeah, it's bad. And we'll see if Brooke and Rose get a title shot out of this ridiculous stuff. It'll show like they just stopped trying, coming up with good storylines to get a title shot out of this. Yeah. Next thing on the show, we had Elias and Jackson Ryker in the ring, a newly formed tag team pretty much because they got their ass handed to them by Braun Strowman at the cage match when they try to interfere. They're gonna cut us on, but when he tries to strum, all you hear is like fart noises and the trombone from the New Day. New Day come out, talk trash back and forth, but then you have the match. New Day versus Jackson Ryker and Elias, and it was a solid match because Jackson Ryker and Elias got a lot of offense in. They seem like a solid tag team. So you develop another tag team here, put them in the mix. Solid stuff. In the end, New Day still picks up the win, but it's a cold match that came out of nowhere, but it sets up another tag team, which is a good thing.
And with the new tag team champions, they need somebody to face. Even though were they on this Raw? Am I forgetting that they were on this Raw? Are they on there?
Well, it's actually no, they were not. They were. I didn't see them. I don't remember seeing them. Yeah,
that was kind of ridiculous. So, but whatever, keep moving.
Yeah. All right. So next thing we had Alexa Bliss, right? So she cuts the promo in the back, and she basically screwed over the Fiend because now she wants to do her own thing, and like, it didn't make a ton of sense. And now she has like a new friend, this little doll, which looks corny.
Evil. Meet my new friend Lily.
Which look corny as hell. They even had to do like some special effects where like it moved and I don't know, it wasn't good. It didn't make it really any much clearer as to what's going on between this crew. And then you had the Firefly Funhouse spot after this where Bray Wyatt's there. He has like no markings whatsoever from the burning or anything like that, but he's there and he's saying that good riddance to Alexa Bliss, that she's gone and there's a new beginning for the Firefly Funhouse. And he was very like happy-go-lucky and all that stuff like that. He went to like a little bit of a sermon kind of thing going on there. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's really working out.
I hope this isn't really the end. I hope they're just playing this for something bigger, because this is like really disappointing. This is what you built that whole thing up for months and months, and it ends like this, where it's just like, oh, we don't want to be friends anymore. It's like, really? Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was the pitch. Is it just going to be the Fiend version of the women's division? Maybe it could work. I don't know. We'll see, but not a great ending to that whole storyline. Just kind of shit the bed.
Yeah, hopefully we get something better out of this, but hopefully, I don't know how you would book Alexa versus Bray eventually in this, because you can't get a payoff. You can't do a match, right? Like, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, 5 Foot of Fury versus Bray Wyatt the Fiend, and
it makes no sense of breaking up the duo, because we thought it worked well and they could have done more with it, but I don't know. Later on after this, you would have MVP in the ring. He's talking about Drew McIntyre's loss and everything. And then, here comes Drew McIntyre. Then here comes Braun Strowman. And then here comes Randy Orton. They all want to stake their claim because they all won. Those two guys won at WrestleMania. Obviously Drew McIntyre didn't. They're staking their claims. Even though Strowman just beats Shane McMahon like it's some big thing, right? Like, he keeps bringing up, you saw what I did to Shane McMahon on WrestleMania. I was like, nobody really cares. It was Shane McMahon. When was the last time the guy won a match? Then
but he stole the show with him flying off the thing. That's
exactly. So then you have, here comes Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce, as always, he makes a triple threat match. Whoever wins faces Lashley at WrestleMania Backlash. You get the triple threat match, and then this is gonna be takeaway number 2 because of what happens in this match. Picture behind us, T-Bar and Mace, formerly of Retribution, come out, and you have MVP behind them at the top of the stage, and they go out to to distract to Mace and T-Bar go out and attack McIntyre. So it's interesting. Is they're part of a new Hurt Business or part of the Hurt Business, right? Because the Hurt Business, Hurt Business is technically still a thing because it's Bobby Lashley MVP.
And Bobby Lashley,
yeah. So like, are these guys part of it? I mean, I kind of hope not. I hope they just take off the mask and they go back to Dio Madden and Dominic Dijakovic. That'd be better.
So much better.
But what was the point of bringing up the Hurt Business to begin with? If you're just gonna have Corbin help out, have these two guys help out, makes no sense. In the end, Drew McIntyre wins, and he's going to face Lashley again. So we're going to get another rematch, WrestleMania Backlash. It's going to be a show chock full of rematches or same matches, but kind of tweaked just a little tiny bit.
It's a redo. This is all so dumb. Like, we just could have used the Hurt Business and kept Shelton and kept Cedric and just had them do the thing that they were that Corbin and not that the Retribution are doing. It's like, what was the point? And now we have the Retribution sucked. And no one liked them. We all liked the Hurt Business, and they were like, let's break them up and let's bring these guys that no one liked them. It's like, what sense does this make? That was a failed experiment, Retribution. It sucked from the get-go. You maybe had a couple weeks where it was interesting, and then you just, it was from there on. So what was the point? And then we're gonna ruin something that came together so naturally during the pandemic and during like the worst time of wrestling, where it was like we're in a warehouse, and this group came out of nowhere and saved basically Monday Night Raws left and right, and we're gonna break them up. And then we're going to put uninteresting Baron Corbin in there. And then we're going to put Retribution, what are we doing? What are we doing? Just let MVP and Bobby Lashley do their thing. That's it. Just don't bring in her business, please.
If you're gonna break the team up,
Retribution.
if you're gonna break the team up, just leave them the two as they are. Because if you're gonna add other people in, people are gonna be pissed off even more because you broke up a team everybody liked, a group that everybody liked, a faction that you don't really have many of, or if any. You're just gonna add a bunch of random dudes with them that don't really have any steam behind them. Try to maybe get the rub off. It's bad stuff. But McIntyre, Lashley again.
To stop an attempt. Drew now Drew to the cover on Randy Orton. He's done it. He's done it. Drew McIntyre. Here's your winner.
For WrestleMania Backlash, I think they should have went with like a Strowman type for this. Just get a shot in the arm for Strowman, a shock there, have Strowman be the guy, or do a schmozzy finish. You do a fatal 4-way, have all 4 guys in the match. Like, why do the triple threat now? Yeah, just do something like that. I don't think we need to see Lashley again against McIntyre again, like, you know, immediately after. But that was Monday Night Raw. It was a weird kind of bad episode of Monday Night Raw. Not really all much to talk about.
It was missing the whole European fans right after WrestleMania, and then everybody gets all nuts and crazy. We've been there. It's freaking awesome. It was missing those vibes.
Yeah, it's missing the night after WrestleMania where everybody kind of hijacks the show type of stuff. That's what it was missing. New commentator, whatever you feel. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw. What do you think about Retribution showing up at the end? The new commentating team, the letdown that kind of was the Raw after WrestleMania. And, you know, that's the video we have for you guys. Remember to subscribe and all that good stuff. It does work for it. Now do the job.
Later, Marks.